Yeah, Surrey Hills Community Radio, your Saturday morning breakfast show. You're listening to me, Simon Coe. I've been waffling on for the last hour and a half, and it's time now to do something quite serious. I don't often do these. It's a first for me on the breakfast show, and you can probably hear him in the background. He's parked up somewhere in a lay-by. Can I just add? Apparently, he's not down at Wisley at the moment, but he's in a lay-by somewhere. He's been waiting for the call. He's got the signal. Hopefully, he's got the aircon on in the car because it's rather warm. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to interview the one and only Mr. Neil Harlow from Leatherhead FC Women. Are you there, Neil?
Yeah, morning, mate.
Good morning to you. See, well, you have to have faith in me. We had a little chat off air, didn't we? And I said, I've never done this before. It could go horribly wrong. But thankfully, it hasn't. It's fantastic. We're there. How are you doing anyway? You all right?
Yeah, very well. Very well. Yourself?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm okay, mate. I'm all right. It's weird, isn't it? Because both of us, we're really consumed by football, aren't we? And you look forward to the end of the season and a little break. And I think I got a week into the break and I'm really missing football. So, yeah, I can't wait for it all to start again.
Yeah, no, well, I've got to be honest. We've started. So the girls have been ticking over.
Have they?
Yeah, there's a lot of them doing A-levels and the like at the moment, but yeah, no, we've been trying to tick over for as many of them as possible.
Yeah, I suppose, look, we've got some questions I'm going to ask you, but I suppose one of your biggest challenges, because the girls are of a certain age, I suppose one of the biggest challenges you've got, because you play Sundays, don't you?
Yes. Yeah.
So I suppose one of the biggest challenges you've got is keeping them out of the nightclubs on a Saturday night, isn't it, surely?
Yeah, that's why I've got to be honest, and we've been training on Friday nights as well, so I'm trying to move training on a Friday to any other day during the week so they can have their night out on a Friday.
Yeah, what you got to do, listen, you got to train on a Friday night and train on a Saturday night so they can't go out. Simple as that. That's the way to do it. But nonetheless...
Listen,
go on, mate, what do you say?
They wouldn't like me very much, mate, that's for sure.
No, they've got to have a bit of downtime, haven't they, to be fair? Yeah. They've got to have a little bit of downtime. So let's talk about the team. It's not been going that long, has it? I mean, so how long have the women's team... I mean, I know, obviously, a lot of the answers that you're going to give me anyway, but for the sake of the listeners, so how long have you been involved with Leatherhead FC women's team, and how long have they been going, Neil?
We've only been going for this season, or last season, the 1 year.
Okay, so first season.
First season, although I've had a lot of these players since they were sort of 11 and 12, the majority of them since 11 and 12 years of age,
Right, because you were involved with another team, weren't you, before coming over to Leatherhead?
That's right, yeah. We was Mole Valley Girls.
Okay.
And we were playing our home games at Fetcham Grove, and then Gerald approached us. And yeah, so, had our first season last year.
Brilliant. It's gone well, hasn't it?
It didn't go badly.
So you've already answered one of the... So you play at Fetcham Grove, which, of course, the hallowed turf for Leatherhead FC first team, the men's team.
Yes,
you play on a Sunday, don't you?
Yeah, Sunday afternoons.
And how have the girls found that? It's quite a big pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it suits us.
Okay.
I think it suits the way we play. We've got a lot of pace up top and in wide areas, and the big pitch suits us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have. I've only caught a couple of games, and one of the games I come down, you've got a girl that plays in the centre of the park, and honestly, I mean, she kicked the ball. She had a shot on goal, and it just flew over the crossbar in one of the games I came down to. Honestly, I couldn't have kicked it that far when I used to play. I mean, she belted it from... It must have been 30 yards, this shot. Yeah. And fair play to her. I mean, it didn't just dribble along the floor. It flew in the air and just went over the bar. And had it gone in, it would have been one of those wow goals. So
they're talented. They're a talented bunch.
Yeah, look, the feedback that I do get from certainly a lot of the Leatherhead FC fans that go down and watch them on a Sunday, and there's quite a few now, the likes of Peter Mann, James Waller, etc., that go down and support the girls, which is brilliant, because that's exactly what we wanted to do. By bringing you into to the family, basically, we wanted to give you better exposure, and hopefully, from your perspective, it's seen a few more people turn up on a Sunday and watch the girls.
To be honest, yes, and they're following us home and away, which is fantastic. Lawrence as well, and I think our last home game, I would say we had 20 or 30 from the Tanners, on top of parents, etc. But it's a freebie. Yeah. It's a freebie. If people are at a loose end on a Sunday afternoon, come down and support us, because it's a free afternoon. The bar's open, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by how good they actually are.
Yeah, from what I've seen, they certainly are very good. And certainly looking at the league that you played in last season, we'll get onto that in a second because I want to ask you a couple of questions. But it looks like you've had a good season anyway, that's for sure. You're certainly in your first year as well. So you play your home games at Fetcham Grove. So last season, your first full season as a women's team, how did it go? Tell me about the highs and the lows. What if there were any highs? Great. If there were any any lows, of course.
I've got to be honest. If I think it was highs. I don't actually think they realised how well they did themselves. They came. We was top for a long, long time. Unfortunately, we got pipped to the post. So I presume that's how low that we ended up coming runners up.
Yeah.
Take nothing away from Stenning, but unfortunately they didn't have to compete their last two games. So that was a bit of a low, I suppose. But listen, if you'd have said to me at the start of the season we was going to finish runners up and get to a semi-final of a cup, I'd have bit your hand off.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And at the start of the season, after 3 games, we'd lost 2-1-1. So, and then we went from September to the end of the season in the league without losing a game. So, they really stepped up. They've been fantastic. I couldn't have asked any more of them.
Brilliant. Well, I'm just looking at that league table you're talking about here. Leatherhead Women's team finished second on 46 points, 2 points behind Staining. They won 15, drew 1 and lost 2. Goal difference of plus 34. Now, to put that into perspective, and I won't name the team that finished bottom had a goal difference of minus 63. That means for the neutral out there, they let in 63 more goals than they scored, basically. So I think you're absolutely bob on. I don't think you can say there's any lows in a season like that. First season, second in the league, to get that far in the cup is always fantastic. And
the FA Cup, I'll just say the FA Cup as well. We only got knocked out on that on penalties to a team that's just been promoted to Tier 5.
Oh, brilliant.
So, there's not been a low. As I say, I personally, from my point of view, I couldn't ask any more of them.
Marvellous. And am I right in saying because you finished second, you've now got promoted, haven't you?
We have, yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, we've gone up, which will be a big challenge. But one that they're a group of 16, 17, 18-year-olds at the moment. We're losing a few to uni, which is unfortunate. So this group that have been together for a long, long time, we're losing 4 or 5. But we've got to keep progressing. We've got to keep nurturing what we got, basically.
Yeah. But am I right in saying you're currently looking for players, aren't you? So how many players are you currently looking for, Neil? Do you have a figure? Or?
Well, we're looking... 4 or 5, I think. 4 or 5 we're looking to replace what we lost. And then unfortunately we'll have a similar situation with the girls' ages next year where university will kick in. We just got to keep progressing this team and nurturing what we got without, I'm not one of these that wants to bring in players to replace players.
Okay.
Once you come to us, that's it. You're with us. I'm not going to trial every year. The only, we're looking for players this year because obviously I've lost 4 or 5, so I've got to replace what we've lost. And
how do you go about recruitment? So how do you go about finding girls that want to play football?
It's word of mouth, social media.
Yeah.
The normal lines, mate. Really, and I would hope the season we've just had would speak for itself. That people want to be a part of the journey with us.
There's something about Leatherhead Football Club, isn't there? I mean, I went down there as a spectator 5 years ago, and I just got more and more involved, as you well know. And it's just something about Leatherhead. It just sort of draws you in, doesn't it?
Honestly, I've started going on a Saturday now again with my boy, and the club runs sort of deep with the family, but I've started going on a Saturday with my boy, and the season the men's have had, you couldn't have asked for any more support. I mean, it's been fantastic down there, even in the situation they were in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic, as you say. The atmosphere and the like, and it draws you in, for sure.
It definitely does draw you in. There's no doubt about that. So next season, you're going up into the next division up. And what sort of teams will you be playing next season, Neil?
Well, we've got we've got our neighbours, Dorking.
Okay.
We've got Brentford and Watford development teams.
Right.
Dulwich Hamlet. It's a massive step up for us. But I think one that, you know, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think we'll surprise a few people.
Yeah, I've no doubt. And you know, what an attraction for someone that's out there that's currently playing football, that wants to find a local team that knows that next season they're going to be playing against the likes of Dorking and Dulwich Hamlet and Watford and Brentford. I mean, it's a great attraction, is it, to draw players in? Hopefully,
yes,
that can be used to get yourself some newer players that, you know, can replace the players that are there.
You know, I would think there's players out there that are maybe playing development football at the moment. I might think, you know what, I want to have a go at first team football, etc., a little bit of a higher level and test ourselves. So, you know, it's an open book at the moment. We're on the lookout. I think we've actually got 5 newbies coming down to have a look at tomorrow to train.
Yeah.
And then we just go from there. So it's, you know, it's either or. There's a trial been set, but it's also we're open to open training sessions, etc., etc.
Okay, so look, I'm a dad. I am a dad. My girls don't play football. They both got 2 left feet. A bit like me, really, when I used to play football. But anyway, that's why I played in goal. So if you're a dad out there listening, or a mum, or if you're a budding footballer and you want to get involved with Leatherhead FC women's team, how do they get in contact with you, Neil? How can they come down and trial, and where's it all happening? So
the trial is on the 7th of July, which is going to be at the ACS American School in Cobham. Mm-hmm. That is between 8 and 9, so feel free to just turn up. Alternatively, if you look on any of our social medias, all our contact details, so it's my email, my phone number, everything, it's all on our social medias.
Right, okay, brilliant stuff. Well, listen, Neil, thanks very much for coming on to the show this morning. It's great to catch up with you, and I will have a chat next time I bump into you down at Fetcham Grove anyway. But listen, before you go, okay, I know I've primed you for this, and you did surprise me with your answer. So I said to you, if you're going to come on the breakfast show this morning, you've got to pick a song for me to play for you. So what song would you like me to play, Neil?
I've gone for Inner City, Pennies from Heaven.
Oh, and can I ask why?
Growing up in the 90s, mate. Growing up in the 90s, it's a bit of me. It's one of my faves. Just put it that way.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, Neil, thanks for coming on. I couldn't agree more with the choice of music, by the way. One of my favourites as well from the 90s. So here it is, just for Neil Harlow and all of the girls and the women involved with Leatherhead FC women's team. Good luck for next season, Neil. Really do hope that you do really, really well. I'm sure you will. You're definitely going to do the club proud. So well done, listen, mate. And I'll speak to you soon. I'll catch you soon down. You're coming to the Dorking game, aren't you?
I will be down there.
Oh, yes, yeah. That's going to be a big one as well. Listen, mate, good to catch up with you. Speak to you soon. All right, you take care. Have a great weekend, mate.
Cheers, pal, and you.